Hello and welcome to today's historic best of 3 deck tech gameplay video on I guess you call it an update of an older deck, as we like to do these also when more relevant cards come out. And this is basically Zombie Tribal. It is basically a zombie deck that plays lots of zombies and lots of zombie synergy, which is what a tribal deck is. Cards like Narfi, which are zombie lords, as well as give you some recursive threats, are always nice. Death Baron and Lord of the Accursed are even more zombies with some additional little flavor on the end. Blade Stitch Scab from the new Innistrad set. More or less a lord, but not technically. Cards like Champion of the Perished, another new card, is a sort of additional payoff that we got. I have some Cryptbreakers, which are from older sets, or well, an older anthology, but from an older time on Innistrad. A nice little bit of zombie love here. Things like Undead Augur do the same thing, turn dead zombies into card draw. We also have Diregraf Colossus to pump out even more zombies, as well as can be a relatively large threat in the late game. Also have 2 Haunting Voyages as a way to sort of mass reanimate and recover from board wipes in the late game. Or even if you just need it a little bit cheaper for just 2, you can also use that. But really, ideally, you're casting it for the foretell cost to flood your board with all your zombies. Usually will help you sort of win against control decks or significant removal. Land base, relatively simple. Some shock lands, we run some snow-covered lands since we have Narfi here, and we want to be able to actually use the reanimate part of Narfi. We have one of each of the dude lands in Hive of the Eye Tyrant and Hall of Storm Giants. Not zombies themselves, but like any deck it can flood, and we don't really mind having it. Also running 1 Castle Lochthwain for even more card draw if we need it, and some unclaimed territory for general fixing, as most cards in the deck are zombies in some way, with small exceptions in the form of Memory Lapse, the Swift End part of Murderous Rider, and the Haunted Voyage. It's almost always just like good fixing, and if nothing else, it can always tap for a colorless. Sideboard, also relatively simple. Unmoored Ego, since there are some particularly annoying little combo decks like the Heliod Squirrel Splinter Twin-esque style combo, or the Indomitable Creativity. You can always unmoored Ego away some of the cards there. Crippling Fear is a board wipe that doesn't really hit our creatures, since we can name zombies and kill everything else. I have 4 Leyline of the Voids in the sideboard that you bring in against graveyard decks, negate against particularly annoying non-creatures, and Enter the God Eternals as a sort of form of removal against opposing decks that does several things, honestly. It not only, as described, will remove opposing creatures, you get some life. Also, you can mill out your opponent's potentially big cards, which is nice, and it also makes a zombie. It's damn near everything a deck like this would want in the sideboard. It's a little iffy in the main board since sometimes your opponent doesn't run creatures, but if they do, Enter the God Eternals is an all-star. And that is our little snow zombie tribal deck. We'll go straight into game number 1. Game number 1 with our snow zombie tribal list. Opponent goes first. We have some cards to play early on. We'll go ahead and keep this. Champion of the Perished on 1. If we draw Black Source, we can zombie on 2. Oh good, life. This deck. Okay, well, this is actually a pretty good opener. We can Perished on 1 and Blade Stitch to Scab on 2. Our opponent is playing some degree of Soul Sisters. That's annoying. That's really fucking annoying. But we'll go ahead and just let it through. We're in a weird spot where I don't know if we can actually kill this. We'll go ahead and attack with the Champion of the Perished, since if they block with their Moon Dancer, we're happy to make that trade. Okay. Blocks with the Speaker. Is technically an option. Would love to draw a untapped land. A gain land and a cleric class from our opponent. Order. If he attacks, we just let it through and hit him for hopefully more. Now the real trick is, are they just running like a normal-ish anyway, version of this, or are they running the Heliod... Hi, honey! The Heliod squirrel dude, whose name I can't remember, version. That is the million-dollar question. We'll go ahead and play another champion that's perished here. Hopefully try and outrace them, admittedly to maybe varying degrees of success. I love you. You're my little girl. Come on, don't be... I need my mouse arm, honey. Sorry about that. Okay, so they are doing the stupid version of this deck, but that's fine. Probably bring in Egos and Enter the God Eternals. We don't win this game one. Yeah, we don't even kind of win this game one. Okay, Ego's in, the God Eternal's in, and hopefully we can actually hit it. Don't really need Narfi. Cryptbreaker is basically a useless card. Same thing with Memory Lapse. Memory Lapse is just a nice little tempo we play. We're not married to having it in the deck, so it oftentimes is one of the first cards to come out. Go ahead and play first. Okay, this is better. We can do a little bit more with this. Perished on 1, Augur on 2. Hopefully find more lands afterwards. Go ahead and Grave on 1. Admittedly, we didn't get any of our sideboard cards in our opening hand, which is an issue. But it's not the worst thing. Snow-covered swamp into an Undead Augur. So we want to do what we can to apply as much pressure as humanly possible. Oh, that's a snow dude. Okay. Cleric class from our opponent. Taking a lot of turns off, which is good. Kind of letting us be in the driver's seat here. Go ahead and Death Baron. Again, just want to build the biggest board and try and race them. Put them on the back foot here. Here's the Moon Dancer herself. Go ahead and play the snow-covered island. So we now have our second blue source for God Eternals. And probably just play another Death Baron. And just swing out. Almost certainly are going to block unless they have something very spicy. They block our Perish, which is the highest damage source, which is the correct play. Yeah, it's a bit of a bad draw from our opponent, but that's fine. Hopefully, I think we'll go ahead and keep our sideboard strategy. Hopefully we will get a equally aggressive first 7 in this third game of match 1. Opponent will likely play first because they have a brain. There's no reason not to. Okay, about as or a similar level of aggression. We can Hive, Perished on 1, Island Scab, Unclaimed Death Baron. Honestly, pretty much a keeper. Again, we're hoping to get some of our what's the word? Some of our sideboard cards. Keep with the original plan, although we'll probably play a Watery Grave on 2. Just so we have access to better color fixing. We're running a lot of tap lands, but their deck admittedly is a little slower than most. We'll go ahead and shotgun the Watery Grave. We don't mind the life loss that much. We want to be setting the pace here. Not having to respond too much. He let the speaker through. So he has to have like a Moon Dancer or a Pride Maid, I imagine. Or maybe a Heliod? I mean, I guess he didn't need to block. He could have just decided it was okay. Banishing Light, unlikely the champion. On the well, I guess the Scab. Okay, he can actually attack. Okay, that makes sense actually. We'll actually go ahead and play a Swamp now, since the unclaimed territory can technically brick later on. We'll go ahead and play a Death Baron. We'll go ahead and keep a Murderous Rider back for, say, a Moon Dancer or Pridemate or some other particularly scary card if we need to remove. Playing from our opponent. Skyclave Apparition on the Baron. Don't think... Okay, especially we don't use the Murderous Rider now. We'll go ahead and Scab, and again, just keep applying pressure with our ever-growing Champion of the Perished. And the Blade-Stitched Scab, being a 2-mana 2/3, weirdly enough, is like just the body we need to block one of these dudes. Blocks with the Apparition... I'm sorry. Okay, I have 4 power, 1, 2, 3. I mean, I guess they could have a combat trick, but these decks don't usually run combat tricks. Alright. That is a thing you can do. I don't know if I would have double blocked to not get a kill, though, but... Oh, okay. You were going to lose both your creatures anyway. I get it now. Again, we'll put more black sources in since we have our 2 blues. I think we're going to keep the Murderous Rider. The Swift End is far too useful to just throw away. Let's see, it's 4 mana. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and Hive with the Eye Tyrant and just start swinging in. Get rid of their creatures, since white does have the ability to reanimate small creatures. The Righteous Valkyrie, that's a good one to Swift End. Not gonna lie. Go ahead and Swift in this, and then just play the Murderous Rider in the same turn. One thing this deck does not, or our opponent's deck doesn't usually have, is like significant card draw. Speak of the devil, the aforementioned creature reanimation. The only card we really care that they get back is the Valkyrie. That one can really swing things. So we'll go ahead and Unclaimed, naming Zombie. And again, we'll attack with the Eye Tyrant. Man, I can't pronounce that without messing that up at all. Attack with the Eye Tyrant to get rid of their Righteous Valkyrie. So their 3rd chapter has far less useful things to actually nab. Okay, there's a Moon Dancer. You know, we could actually also get the Speaker of the Heavens now that I think about it. Again, naming Zombie. The Eye Tyrant having a Menace means we can actually get through basically for free, right? Let me see, is that his graveyard? Card. Yeah, from your graveyard, that's right. Go ahead and get rid of the Speaker. And now our Murderous Rider can also be activated. Their Elspeth Conquers Death basically fizzles. Actually, well, that is a good question. I guess we let this one through. Since next turn they can activate their lair of the old Hydra here and really do some damage. What do we really want to? Lord of the Accursed is something. Okay, we can do something with that. We'll play the Lord of the Accursed, holding up the Murderous Rider. We have the Unmoored Ego now, but since they are just top decking, they shouldn't, in theory, be able to draw like all parts of the combo in a single turn. So I'd rather keep the Unmoored Ego for when they have one part of the combo, so you can name the other parts of the combo and disassemble it from there. See what our opponent does. They have a Moon Dancer and a buttload of mana for a Hydra here. Tapping a white. Prosperous Innkeeper. Alright. I don't like letting this hit the battlefield. Oh, it's... Okay, never mind. It's when another one enters. I flip-flopped the abilities. It's the treasure first and the life gain later, not the inverse. Okay, so yeah, that was totally the right play. It's not even remotely close. Question is, do they animate the Hydra or not? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can always animate our Eye Tyrant here and block whatever they happen to attack us with, which is an option. The game is slowed down, but we are certainly in the driver's seat. This feels very good. They might be doing the math. Hopefully they don't mess up the, like I have done, and mess up the one little green requirement. Yeah, he did the thing. We'll go ahead and get rid of it. Well, hang on, that's end of turn, actually. We can wait. If he attacks, we'll go ahead and animate and block. If not, we'll just get rid of the Hydra altogether, now that it's a creature. I've done the same thing, too, where that little extra green mana has messed me up before, too. Okay, we can play a Rider and an Augur here. What do we want to get rid of, if anything? I think it needs to be Loyalty 5 to activate. So it's like 1, 2. You know, yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of Heliod. I feel like that could be a bit of a pain in the ass. Heliod. I believe it's Suncrown, correct? Library. Yes, 3. See what the rest of his deck is. Late Historian. Righteous Valkyrie. Some Angel's Destiny. Some Luruses. Some Redanes. Okay, so he doesn't appear to be the goofy infinite combo version. We'll go ahead, however, and get rid of the Heliods. Might as well. There's a real chance they just draw a really big creature and, like, life's pretty miserable, but that's damn near a requirement at this point to happen. Or destined to happen, that's what I mean. Didn't draw anything. We didn't see any subtle records. They had Doom Scars, but that's not the same thing. We'll go ahead and Diregraf Colossus here. Okay, they could double block. We'll go ahead and activate our Board of the Accursed, giving our zombies menace. Maybe we force a good trade. If he double blocks, we will happily take it. Or he can just take 6. There we go. Unless he has a combat trick, which is possible. We do lose the Augur, but that's fine. And we get a Murderous Rider, so I think we basically got the game. I think a Sweeper saves him, which kind of sucks, but it's not the worst thing, since we're still largely in control. I believe that's a good game. Again, you need to have exactly a Sweeper here. Fair enough. Very good game from our opponent, honestly. We'll go ahead and go on now to game number 2. And we're back to our second game of our zombie tribal deck. Again, we go ahead and play first because we have a brain. Don't have a 1-drop, but we have plenty of things to do on 2 and after, so we'll go ahead and keep it. It would be great to have a Champion of the Perished or even a Cryptbreaker, but this is one of those, the hand is good enough that we're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, so there's a Triumph. It could be something benign. It could also be Teamer Marvel or something like that. The Elementals or God knows what else. Our first game here will just be trying to get information, unless they miss land drops. I've done that plenty of times. Cultivate. I guess we'll go ahead and... Honestly, I think we kind of have to be an asshole here and to keep open the memory lapse, since they've already missed a land drop. Showing that memory lapse is a ridiculously good card. 2-mana counters are a force to be reckoned. Oh, come on. Fair enough, and I applaud your commitment to, like, sketchy hands. Hell, I do that all the time on video, my man. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. We didn't really learn anything. I might actually keep that in as a reminder to all to not keep one-landers. I'll mess it up too. I've done it before. We've all had those greedy moments. It's just not worth it. Far too many times, it doesn't work out. We all look real dumb with egg on our face. Hell, I'm sure I'll make that mistake again, at which point I'll eat my own words and look like a grade A moron. See what our opponent does. Now, if they... I suppose if they keep a one-lander and do it again, then I'm not going to keep the game. I might not keep the game in the video, but we shall see. 4 lands, a 1-drop, a 2-drop. The Narfi is a little weird, but it is nice to have. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep it. Why not? It's not the most exciting hand in the world, but it'll do. I'm sorry. So you have a Plains and a Teamer Triumph. I have no idea what you are, my dude. Because Omnath, 4-color Omnath is banned in this dork, as it honestly should be. What in the hell is your deck? Oh, slivers! Okay, okay, that's actually not that bad. I guess we can go ahead and play the Augur here. I don't know how this deck will do against slivers. Especially with a hand where we're kind of flooding out is particularly not good. Let's see what our opponent does here. Mana left sliver. If you attack with the predatory sliver, I take that block all day. Yeah, that is an option. I guess we can play the Hall of the Storm Giants since we have nothing to do with our turn anyway. Well, hold on. Okay, so we could... Yeah, no. I think that is going to be the play here. We have kind of flooded out, which is unfortunate. It's honestly not that good. They could play Sliver, first Sliver, or whatever it is, this turn, which would really, really suck. Diffusion Sliver is like a low-key all-star in these decks. And it's honestly like the only reason you splash blue besides the first Sliver, or whatever it is. Yeah, it's first Sliver. Or Sliver Queen, whichever big boy Sliver it is. I think it's the first, though. Anywho. Let's see. Pardon me? I mean, okay. I officially don't know what the hell I'm going up against, but okay. We'll go ahead and get a Derivative Island. In the Sam hell am I fighting here? Please stop drawing lands, game. I very much... I can't even fucking Murderous Rider something. God damn. I guess we don't attack? What the hell is their deck? I was like, that's... I don't know. Okay, then you're back on the slip. I don't get you, like, at all, my dude. Paid an additional 2 for Diffusion Sliver. I'm gonna be honest, if you attack in, I will totally double block these things and be happy with that. Okay. Colossus is an option. We'll go ahead and get a third swamp, or a snow... swamp. I mean, black source. But I'm in a third snow source for Narfi. I guess we can play the Diregraf here. Might be able to stall out here. So I suppose our next one could probably be bring in that Crippling Fear Sweeper for one. Into the God Eternals will be nice to get rid of things, although Diffusion Sliver might make that a little awkward. Pardon? Okay, I officially do not understand at all what your fucking deck is. Credit given. What the fuck are we doing? Okay, I can discard a swamp for one. Life. Hi, Smokey. Hi, baby girl. I love you. Life. Non-land. Zombie. Might as well go out like a G here. Credit given to our opponent. Our opponent is all over the map. Isn't that right, sweet baby cat, whom I love very much? I don't even know, because they're like playing such weird cards. Dude, the deck is all over the goddamn place. I am, like, so confused. Narfi can go, Cryptbreakers I'm not over the moon about, maybe a couple God Eternals, couple Crippling Fears. I'm not even mad. This is actually, like, it's interesting. I just don't know, like, and maybe I'm, like, making a wrong sideboarding decision here by, like, trying to half-ass 2 response as opposed to going all the way into 1. Again, go first, because we have a brain. Okay, that's not awful. It's a relatively aggressive setup here. Swamp on 1, Island on 2. Probably play a Scab. Into like a Death Baron and start trying to apply some pressure. Put him on the back foot here. Yeah, dude. Haha, hee hee, I... Throw out your lantern. Yeah, Island into Scab. Then we'll unclaim into a Death Baron. Hopefully put him on the back foot here. Since there's no real 2-drop sliver that's gonna be able to contest. Yeah, not even close. We will, however, use a swamp in particular. Again, because unclaimed territory can technically brick and be a little weird. Now we have the 2 black for the swift end. See what our opponent's doing. 3 lands, a Striking Sliver, and a Mana Weft Sliver. And a Predatory Sliver. That is an option. I actually want to get rid of the Mana Weft Sliver here. That one's actually the big problem. Go ahead and attack with the Blade Stitch to Scab. This is, yeah, a free attack, basically. This way they hopefully can't play something goofy. Or as goofy. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, 1/1 counter on it. I have to just kind of let that through. As annoying as it is. Let's see, we can unclaim territory, naming zombie, play the champion, play the Murderous Rider. Now we gotta sit here and not attack, sadly, but I think it's worth it. Shit, the bed. Okay. Another unclaimed territory on a zombie. Go ahead and play the Augur. Man, that first strike is really messing us up here. Go ahead and just keep the memory lapse open for particularly problem slivers. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start memory lapsing things on principle. Good Outlast, that's lovely. Narfi's not that bad. We're trying to climb to make our boys a little bigger than theirs. So we're in this weird, like, waiting game of seeing who the hell blinks first. I guess the question is, if he attacks all out, can I... Okay, he outlasts that one. That's not really that useful now, is it? Okay, we'll go ahead and attack with the Narfi. It's basically free with the, reanimate ability to bring it back. Trying to turn it into card draw. Maybe find something particularly better. Okay, that's not that bad. So we bring on a Narfi. And Death Baron. Or another Death Baron. Okay, now our Champion of the Perished is growing larger than individual slivers, although he is getting to the point, yeah, where he can double block. I didn't bring the, oh my god, now there's... It is the first strike that's fucking me up here. Okay. Again, Champion of the Perished, and again we'll just freely attack in with our Narfi. He either lets it through, or we get card draw, which is actually very smart of him. Both of whom are like okay outcomes. Okay, he's cultivating. Might as well play. Although, how many basics are you running in this deck? I don't get this guy's deck at all. This shit hurts my brain. If he attacks with any of them, I can single block one and actually kill it. Man, this is a like rough as fuck spot to be in. I see now the Crippling Fear was probably the correct call in hindsight. Oh good, an Alpha Strike. That's fucking lovely. Oh, fuck me, that's really bad. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We gotta get rid of the really big ones. 6, 4, 5, 3. So we can get rid of you. Any ones that are small enough to make this trade, like, okay. You're gonna have to block with a lot of dudes here. I love you, honey, but not right now. Probably need to block with the Augur also. Maybe we just block with everything. We might lose this game, but I'm okay with this. Gotta try and draw a lot of cards. We find some sort of salvation out of all this. I was about to say, less lands, please. Yeah, and then he just dies on a crackback? Yay! I didn't even think about that! Alright. Thank you all for watching. That was our snow zombie list little thing. Like the video if you liked it. Sub if you like my content. Would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions or say, I don't have card X, what can I substitute it for? Stuff like that. That's what comments are for. Thank you all, and have a great day. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye.